Hey over there, Joe Lunchbox.
I'm Joy Nightingale.
And today we have landed right here in Middleton, Wisconsin. A new state for us to film, bring you to document, and we have something very special today. See, it's starting to feel nice out, and when I think of summer, what do you think of, Joy?
Barbecues!
I do agree. I think of barbecues. And my favorite food of barbecue is a hot dog. When I have a hot dog, it doesn't matter if you want it with some kraut, it doesn't matter if you want it Chicago style. The one thing that is always on a hot dog is some mustard. So we are coming to the National Mustard Museum, right there behind us. We're gonna bring you along with us to explore, maybe to sample. In case you don't know, from when I was in Sideshow, I am New York City's Condiment King, and that is the #1 condiment. So, hopefully you like this kind of thing. If you do, you should like this video. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, we've now gone to more than 30 states. You should definitely subscribe, ring the notification bell, so we're always on these adventures. We appreciate it if you share this with your friends. Comment down below, besides mustard, what is your favorite condiment to put on a hot dog?
Relish.
I relish these experiences with you, Joy.
Cheesy.
I don't mind a chili cheese dog either, you were correct. Alright. Oh, I'm cheesy too? Alright, but I think it's time to do this. Step right up, let's go for this ride. Beautiful fountain in front. National Mustard Museum, right in the middle of downtown. Established 1986. We enter in with the gift shop, of course. There is a tasting bar, and the downstairs is the museum. Oh man. Look how many different mustards we could bring home with us.
It's mustard bath.
Ooh, I would do a mustard bath. In the gift shop, they're all categorized, like here are horseradish and wasabis. We have some French mustards. For other countries, we have everything from Ireland to England to Netherlands, Germany. Ooh, I love being exotic.
My first day was the 11th.
The t-shirts are organized almost like it's a college campus. You see campus bookstore, Poupon U, like Grey Poupon. They had a worldwide mustard competition, and these are all of the winners. The 2024 mustard competition. Oh Barry, we're out of mustard. That is something to cry over. Another thing to cry over is someone that puts ketchup on a hot dog. Don't do it. We were making our way to the lower level to check out the museum. I love it. Origins of the Mustard Museum. It began with a baseball game. So it began with a baseball game. I'm going to read you this nice little placard to tell you how it began. When the Boston Red Sox lost the 1986 World Series to the New York Mets, millions of Boston baseball fans were devastated once again by their beloved team's failure to win a world championship. They had also lost the 7th game in the World Series of 1946, 1967, 1975, and had not won a World Series since 1918. One of these fans took it especially hard. Barry Levinson grew up in Worcester, Massachusetts, where he learned the meaning of suffering and woe as he rooted for the Red Sox. He moved to Wisconsin in 1970 and became an assistant attorney general for the state of Wisconsin, but continued to cheer for his Boston team. When Boston made it to the World Series in 1986, victory seemed assured as the Sox were 2 runs ahead and 1 pitch away from wrapping up the series in Game 6. Then disaster struck as the Mets railed to win Game 6 and won the 7th and deciding game on October 27th, 1986. Once again, the Red Sox snatched defeat from the jaws of victory. Levinson was depressed beyond words. Unable to sleep, Levinson went to an all-night grocery store and walked the aisle searching for the meaning of life. He thought, I need a hobby, something to distract me. From my Red Sox angst, I know I'll collect something. What would it be? At 2:38 a.m., October 28th, 1986, Leslie heard a voice coming from the Mustards. If you collect us, they will come. He obeyed, and the prophecy has come true. I'm gonna tell you a secret. I was rooting for the Mets in that 1986. It's the only time they won in my lifetime. But I'm glad this guy collected mustard. The Field of Dreams joke was good, and we did come to see it. Canada's mustard is the world's mustard. Canada is the world's largest exporter of mustard seeds, with production centered in the provinces of Saskatchewan and Alberta. Is that mustard canola? Ooh, mustard canola in the field looks similar to the untrained eye. Upon close inspection, each plant has a unique leaf. We don't want to have that ground up. We want some mustard. Crazy, that tasty thing is just the seeds. Joy, what is mustard?
It's a yellow condiment squirted on hot dogs and hamburgers. But where does it come from? Hundreds of tiny mustard seeds grow from a mustard plant in small pods. These seeds are harvested, crushed, and mixed with water, vinegar, and other spices to produce prepared mustard.
Ooh. Major producers of mustard seeds. It looks like mustard's only produced in the northern hemisphere. And there are 3 different kinds of mustard. We have yellow, brown, and black. A great time to be alive. Imagine being in Mount Hobart to Middleton, April 9th, 2010. They passed mustard, the world's longest mustard pass. And these are the first 27 virtues of mustard, a piece of art by Barry Levinson, 1848. Cheap plywood, latex paint, squeezing mustard jars, and silicone adhesive. Miss Levinson studied under Professor Albert Culpepper at the New Museum of Crappy Art in Flushing Hard, Virginia. It's great to see mustard is loved all around the world. This part of the museum is categorized by what nation these mustards come from. Me and Joy travel the world, and whenever we see a fortune-telling machine like a Zoltar, I like to put my money in and see my fortune. This is my first ever fortune-telling gumball machine. I was hoping the yellow tastes like mustard. It doesn't. But if you get the yellow, and if you read a free jar of mustard if you get a yellow. So we're hoping we get one of those yellows in there. But my favorite thing is the fortune if you get it right. You're like ketchup and deserve to be devoured by a pack of hungry earwigs. A pox on you. Alright.
Blue.
Alright. You often feel blue because you can't get enough mustard. Stock up while you are here. It's true. Gonna figure out Joy's fortune. Put it in her quarter. So Joy got white. She's gonna read us her fortune. It must be funny.
White is the color of mayonnaise, the ickiest and foulest condiment in the universe. Repent your evil ways by buying the most expensive jar of mustard.
On top of the counter, a wood stump with a carving of a little boy. It must be summer. His tongue sticking out. He can't wait to devour this nice hot dog, drenched in yellow mustard. Got some images of when mustard was portrayed in those wacky cards produced by Topps. Grave Poupon. We have framed all different ads of mustards, seen in pop culture, in cartoons. Ooh, Sherry the Showgirl. I didn't know you liked mustard on your ice cream. See, he's distracted by checking out the Showgirl, and he doesn't know what he's doing. He's putting mustard on his ice cream. I personally don't need to be distracted by a Showgirl. I would put mustard on my ice cream. Cover of Rolling Stones. Jenny McCarthy. You see, she's covering her hot dog in mustard. And then we have Chris Hardwick copying that cover for TV Guide in 1996. Comment down below, who did it better, Chris Hardwick or Jenny? The two end cases are Europe mustard, but the wall is done by states. This is US mustards. Let's go Mets, who? Let's go Mets, who? But it's made in Pennsylvania. Joy, I never could have a collection like this. Do you know why?
Why?
They're all still full. Mine would all be empty by now.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, the lusty monk's gonna burn in hell because it loves Chipley mustard. My New York, you know, it's a mustardy. We love our hot dogs. We got a big section of this wall. And then we continue up here. When it comes to food brands, I obviously collect a lot of things. My favorite is when it's like brand crossover, like cartoon characters representing food product. And we have that right here with this French's mustard. We have Mickey Mouse from Sporty Goofy to Yogi Bear to one of the nephews and Goofy. You see that mustard soda? It's the one thing I will say. If you ever see it and you're curious about it, this is the best way to have the mustard soda. Sealed on display. Don't try mustard soda. It doesn't taste like mustard. If it did, it would be good, but it doesn't. They actually have the Van Leeuwen's Grey Poupon. Joy, you remember when we tried that ice cream and we made a video and we put it on YouTube and people could watch it by clicking the link in the description below? I have a good clue what's going to be on the next shelf.
What?
Cards from the game Clue, all of different versions of Colonel Mustard. We have all the great tins of the dry mustard. We actually have Mustard Piece Theater instead of Masterpiece Theater. We can sit down and watch people reviewing mustards, whereas in pop culture,
English-made mustard with flour and added color.
we saw the mustards of America, we saw the mustards of Europe. In the theater area is some mustards from other parts of the world, from South Africa, Morocco, Australia, Russia. Ooh, Japanese mustards. He did do it. When he set out to make a collection, this is the coolest mustard collection I've ever seen. Mustards truthfully from around the world. Is mustard the true cure-all? Mustard and medicines. The healing power of mustards had been unrecognized for centuries. The Supreme Court of mustards, the little jar of Dickinson's mustard, may be the only mustard to appear before the United States Supreme Court. Before devoting his life full-time on mustard, Barry Levinson was an assistant attorney general for the state of Wisconsin. On April 20th, 1987, he argued Griffin versus Wisconsin before the U.S. Supreme Court. Although he's been collecting mustards for only 6 months, his passion for the condiment was already ablaze. As he left his hotel room on the way to court, he saw the floor across the hall, a discarded room service tray. On it was this jar of mustard. Levinson did what every good lawyer would have done. He looked around, saw that no one was watching, and pocketed the mustard. You shouldn't blame Canada for these mustards. You should thank them. They have a vending machine here filled with mustards. Some beautiful mustard jars. Blue glass with metalwork around it. To tons of ceramics. I, of course, am drawn to the fun novelties. Like a bird, a monk, a chef. Snoopy's hanging out on mustard. Miss Mustard's kitchen. But it's not the kitchen I'm interested in. It's this Oscar Mayer pedal car. Please do not touch display. I don't want to touch display. I want to ride in the display. This museum also has some fine art, of course. Got Mustard. This bust has a mustache made of mustard. And instead of Dolly's melting clocks, we have the persistence of condiments. I told you, it's poison. The center point of this section is all mustards that won the 2024 Worldwide Mustard Competition. All for different stuff like exotic mustards, mustard-based barbecue sauces, you name it. They have a category. Sweet hot mustards, mild mustards. Joy, do you prefer yellow or stone ground?
Depends on what I'm having.
Correct answer. Another piece of art. The shape of mustard, all the jars stacked. Not the men in black, we're the men in yellow. Starring Tommy Lee Mustard and Will SNF. This is how my jars would be displayed, all empty. And for all your parents out there, I just want to prove a fact to you. I know some kids, when they're young, they like to put ketchup on their hot dogs, but it's very important you don't let them do that. Only mustard. We find the evidence that overwhelming that ketchup is now the leading cause of childhood stupidity. It's in a sign, it has to be true. Now you've been told. And ketchup doesn't only lead to stupidity. She left to buy ketchup and the house burnt down. Should have got some mustard. 20 years ago, the curator asked the Wisconsin Department of Transportation for Coupon U license plates. Believe it or not, DOT issued them. They have since been permanently retired. And one is above the door to the curator's office. The other can be yours for $1,000 donation to this museum. And there it is, above the door. Upon you. Sam, this is a Swiss mustard dispenser. I'm not going to touch it, but I guess you would just milk it like a cow. I wish I could wear French's yellow mustard outfit. We have a mustard ring toss. 4 rings for $2. If you ring it, you choose what mustard you want from the bottom. And there's the line. It sounds like a challenge.
It does sound like a challenge.
I'm up for the challenge though, Joy. I'm gonna muster up the power to win the ring toss. $2 gets me 4 rings. Stand behind line for ring toss. On and off. I used to go back to see where French's mustard was made. Well, there is a French's from New Jersey. Back up to the gift shop. Hey, you're not mustard. Joy, I found one for you to try. This mustard right here, it sounds interesting.
That's not a mustard.
Oh, got a lot to try. Is there an order we should try? Like, we don't want to go too extreme with something spicy mustard?
Yeah. So this one with the red flame on it, don't start there, because you won't be able to taste anything after.
We'll finish with that one.
You'll finish with that.
I'll finish with that one.
Otherwise, kind of a breakdown. These are the more mustardy mustards over here, and these are the more flavorful kind of mustards over here. Our curry mustard tastes like mustard with curry in it, and the curry ginger tastes like curry with ginger in it. So it's kind of interesting that like they can have such a difference in them, even though they're starting with a lot of the same ingredients. So this is our #1 bestseller. It does have heat to it, but it's not going to be anything compared to the ghost pepper. Starts off real sweet, but definitely feel it at the end. It is created by us, but produced by somebody else, because we just don't have the means to produce it ourselves.
Which one would you like to start with?
Let's try that one. The
Absolutely.
Ring hand?
So this is made by a former state senator.
I see what she means. Mild here, but you definitely taste a delicious mustard. Should I try the #1 bestseller 15 years in a row?
Absolutely. So this one is sweet enough that it's kind of sticky, but you're definitely feel the end. I guess, that's subjective, but I can definitely feel the end.
Oh, that is so good.
Dangerously good or just good?
Well, it's dangerously, because how good it is. I'll finish that in one sitting.
You know what I mean.
I would put apple slices in that.
Yeah.
There's like a spicy honey mustard, which is
Or
just
like-
sweet and
Something like egg rolls.
yeah.
It's got like, it's not like hot, but it's got like an effect like kind of like a horseradish or
Yeah.
wasabi. Like it just
Yeah.
hits you nice
Yeah.
with the nasal area.
Yeah. If you find that nasally, I will describe something as, or just so you know,
No!
way more nasally.
So-
What?
Okay. So this is horseradish. We only have a couple of these left because people were buying it so much yesterday. Apparently I'm a good seller. But this is horseradish. It has, the nasally drip, but it is horseradish. This is going to have even more nasal drip, but it has no horseradish. It is only the mustard seed that gives it the heat. So they are very different, but again, kind of the same. So if you would like to try either or both,
Let's bring them up on.
okay. We'll do the horseradish one first.
Okay.
So that one kind of varies. We ship it from Canada, and sometimes it's like, whoo, and sometimes it's like, whoo.
It's
So
nice.
It
That's good.
depends. Now that one, I say it has sinus, and people sometimes don't believe me. You'll have to give me your opinion.
It's very good. It almost like the moment it hits your tongue, it tastes sweet for one split second, and then
it
boom.
hits you that what you would think in your head, like
Yeah.
it just hits you right there.
All right. I want to try four, Joy. I
Okay.
figured out what I want to try. I'm going to try the curry mustard,
Okay.
Japanese mustard, root beer mustard, and then the spicy mustard.
So we're gonna start with root beer because it's the sweetest. This is a yellow mustard that is infused with root beer.
Oh, you tasting that? That is delicious.
That definitely tastes like the beer.
They're not lying. You taste their root beer in that mustard. Japanese mustard. Oh, you're gonna like that one. It's spicy but smooth.
Yeah. So it's got the wasabi as opposed to like the horseradish.
Yeah.
So this is the museum curry. It's gonna be much more mustardy, which is why I stuck it in between the spicy ones.
Mustard, curry mustard by the museum. Favorite of the day.
Okay.
I think she's sitting this one out.
Yeah, that's gonna hit ya. I gave you some to hit ya.
Ghost pepper mustard.
Like with the
It's a spicy mustard. Tingles on the tip of the tongue.
let's do the sweet one first. Give you a little kick on that one.
Yeah, that one gave me a little kick.
Do you want the sweet one to cool it down?
Sure, I'll take a sweet one to cool it down.
Yeah, this one is sweet.
That's sweet.
And then you'll have to tell me what you think. This has got the whole seeds in it. Not a ton of them. We still got the creaminess, but we got the whole seeds in there. You too?
Absolutely. I'll never say no to mustard.
I'd love to know your opinions on how it compares to some of the other ones that are horseradishy.
I like that one.
You definitely do taste like a nice undertone of the horseradish.
But it's not like...
I also like the crunchy texture with
I
that.
like the crunchiness, and then the honey just kind of like nicely sweet, balance it out.
horseradish or a
We
lot
have
of it
our
of
4
horseradish?
mustards coming home with us. They actually have some recipes of what to do with some of these mustards.
This one here, it's more of a mustard.
Things are getting serious when you know I need a basket. Joy, the basket is coming. The basket is coming.
Steady. These are fragile. No, fragile.
I know, because you're going to break my heart if anything happens to them. It might not be mustard, but look at this. It is a sausage in the shape of a beer. Decisions. I know what t-shirt I want. Squeeze the day instead of seize the day. Carpe Dijon. National Mustard Museum. Why would any mustard be on clearance? I love you, Mr. Mustard.
Everything's bagel.
Everything bagel mustard, only $2. I gotta try it. Because I love smoked salmon. It says added to smoked salmon. You can get mustard Christmas ornaments. Look at all the good mustard merch. Joy got our haul.
Okay.
But remember, if you're flying, TSA will confiscate mustard jars over 3.4 ounces. Sometimes they'll confiscate them, not because they're banned, just because they want the mustard. Our mustard is walking out with us. Made a successful time. We came, we saw, we tried some mustards. For being the New York City Condiment King, it gets my stamp of approval. I love the National Mustard Museum here. That was so much fun.
I love the varieties of like the different categories of the ones that they had like that you can sample. It was a lot of them that you can sample.
Yeah, the fact that we tried a few mustards, they have a sampling bar, which not like you try 3. They must have had
like
at least
you want.
70 or 80 mustards that you could just try and try and try. And the people were knowledgeable of the flavors, the palate, the way it would work, which you should eat first or next because of the heat levels or the grounds in it. The museum was cool. I like seeing how it was broken up by different areas of the world and some of the, I want to say mustard and pop culture, like magazine stuff and
Oh yeah, advertising and like
and redoing pop culture things like movie posters and or famous works of art. This was amazing. I think we could call it though.
I think so.
The Mustard Museum. Been there, done that. Remember, folks, safe travels
Goodies.
and live life. I wish I could brush my teeth with mustard. I do love it.